Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle in Darkness, and I listen to the One Up podcast.
Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. This is going to be episode 396 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So hopefully you've enjoyed the birthday special where I did just go through all of my favourite games. I'm trying to get my beard sorted straight. I don't know. Is it that's idea? It's weird. It'll do. I don't care. But yeah, episode 396. So this week it is just going to be a normal, slow, ponderous week. I do have a special announcement for the 10 Minutes of Nothing. I will just mention it now. I have a book out. So on the 10 Minutes of Nothing, we will go through and have a play around and have a look at that. But as always, we'll go through the normal stuff. So as always, sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Google it, download it, stream it, watch it on all these stuff, listen to it on all the bits and bobs. And 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. You can also get our first 100 podcasts available at audiobooksontape.com. And just go onto there, search One Up Gaming, you'll find us. And then £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So, yep, I guess we'll come straight into this. If you want to know about the book, it's called the Unofficial Sega Saturn Collection. Have a look on Amazon or Kindle. It might be on there. Have a quick break and I'll be back with the games played this week. So David here, One Up Gaming, back in a few.
Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hello Andy, this is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So, still David, still One Up Gaming, still Games Inspired Music sponsor us. 20% of each will go to the Child's Play charity. It's amazing. Our first 100 podcasts available from audiobooks on tape. Just search One Up Gaming, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. Again, that is amazing. We have a book out now. It's called the Unofficial Sega Saturn Collection. It's like a coffee table book. It's about 8.5 inches squared. 290 pages, I believe. I should really write down the amount of games that are in it, but there's like 4 or 5 pictures of each game. Some have only got 1, depending how crap the game was. Some have got 2 pages, some have got 3, some's just got 1 page. And each game has got a little tiny fluff bit of written up about them. And also it's got like the Sega Saturn mouse, the keyboard, the Netlink, the controllers, the 3D stick, all those type of stuff. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. So if you do have your Kindle and you got the Kindle Unlimited, I did select the option to put that up on there for that service. So just go on there, even if you don't read it, just go on there, download it, and click through every single picture, because I get 0.06 pence per view of a page. So if you go right the way through that thing, I'll be getting 50p, so that'll be thanks. And all it'll take is you just clicking down or next on 290 pages. I know it's hard, but please help us. We'll be doing more books soon. I'm in the middle of writing a PlayStation book, like a PS1 sort of book. Leave comments. What books do you think that we should do? I'm thinking of doing all the retro stuff like the 3D or the N64, the Amiga 500, Amiga 1200. Should I do books like the Gran Turismo collection? So I'll go right the way through the Gran Turismo games. Do like the Tekken series or Uncharted. Even do things like the Switch. Just get some... let us know. Leave comments. Let us know what you think. So anyway, Games played this week, episode 396. So first of all, Sonic Superstars. Now, I used to love Sonic when I was a kid. I guess back then. I think it's because I'm English, British, whatever you want to say. And for me, we loved the fast-paced 2D platformer. If you're like American, you preferred like the Mega Man, that type of stuff, Metroid sort of stuff. England tended to go much more to the arcade, pick up and play, fast-paced sort of Twitch games. And I loved a lot of the games back then. Going into this game, yes, it is a really good bloody Sonic game. It really is. But I just felt it was a little bit loosey-goosey. Wasn't as tight as I'd like the controls and movement to be. Graphically was okay, nothing cutting edge. And I do think that they were going after that the new Mario Brothers sort of like 2D side-scrolling 4-player games. That's what they were going for, because this has got like 4-player mixed in and all stuff. But as a Sonic fan, it's a good game. It's just not a great game, and I can't recommend it because of that. So next up, remaster, and this is the Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion remaster. Now, I don't even remember playing this on the N64. Looking back on some of the videos now, it doesn't really ring any bells. I think I tapped out after Turok 2, after the cerebral bore, where like the gun shoots off, it like homes in on someone's skull and just drills through the brain. But this one, as I was playing it, it reminded me so much of like a Half-Life style sort of first-person game, much more story-driven, but it's bloody good. It really is a good little game. You can tell that some of the stuff when they were making it, it is just a little bit off the cuff, should we say. It's just not made perfectly, but the remake's really good, the remaster's really good. Is it Night Dive Studios with their engine? They've done it great. The engine just works well. I love this studio picking up all these old games. But yeah, Turok 3, great game. I just missed it. I think if I'd have played it in the day, it would have been amazing. I would have loved it. So we'll move on to the next game, and that is the Tomb Raider Remaster Collection, like 1, 2 and 3. And yeah, these games now, when you're playing these games, they are janky and broken and slow, monotonous. Sometimes it doesn't work when you press buttons and do things. But they are, or they were, the cutting edge of games design back in '96, and if it weren't for these games, then there wouldn't be Uncharted, or these sort of like third-person action adventure sort of games. So Tomb Raider, you made the PlayStation brand what it is today. The remake of it, the remastered, the remastered levels look nice, but again, it's just, I think it's just the bare minimum of what they could have done and what they should have done. It's still a good little game, good collection. Tomb Raider, amazing. So next game, Speed Crew. Now this one is a top-down sort of management style clicker kind of game where you inherit a, I think it's like a racing team, or like a garage sort of thing for a racing team, and you literally just when you're playing away, that sounds wrong. When you're playing the game, a top-down view, a car runs into the garage. You have to run over, pick up the wrench or whatever to take the wheels off, get the wheels off, put the new wheels on, put the new screws on, and it is just like a really, really fast-paced, basic mechanic simulator sort of thing. It looks nice, bold. I loved the intro with the old school grain and the sepia tone and all that rubbish. Looked nice. The story seemed interesting, and yeah, it just got a little bit samey for me after playing it for about half an hour. So I think it's one of these games that you pick up and like probably play on the Switch, and when you're at the toilet for 10 minutes you just play a level or two and then you turn it off and don't think about it for a while. So next up, now I do apologise to the developers of this, but Destroyer, the U-Boat Hunter, I decided to give it a go. I had it on my PC for months and months and months, and I've just finished watching The Last Ship, where the Destroyer boat in this game looks very similar to the boat that's in the Last Ship, and thereafter U-boats, like submarines and stuff in the TV show, and I thought, I'll give it a go, and oh my god, if I knew what was going on, and if I knew how to use sonar and how to use other bits and bobs in the game, because I'm an idiot, this game has the capacity to be one of the best games I've played in so long. It is so fun. It's a great concept. I've not really seen that many games of this sort of style before, and it just played really well. It looked really nice. It played well. It does have a training section on it, a tutorial, which I guess I would need to go into, and I would need to concentrate, because it is bloody complicated. But some of these games are so complicated and bloody good. Once you get into them, it's so hard to not get out of it. It's great. So yeah, Destroyer the U-Boat Hunter, I really, really, really recommend. Really good game. So next up we have Premier Manager 64. Now this one, I'd never played it before on the 64. I played Premier Manager on the Mega Drive. I played Premier Manager on the PlayStation. I've played Premier Manager on the PC. And I thought, I'll give it a go on the N64. Loaded it through. Oh my god, it's a disaster of a game. It might get better once you get into it, but oh my god, I was clicking buttons, pressing random things, and I had no idea what was going on. It looks basic as the most basic thing could ever look. It looked horrendous. So yeah, Premier Manager 64, do not recommend. Do not go back to it. If you had fond memories of this game, please leave comments. Let me know why you had fond memories of this game, because I just don't understand it at all. Anyway, next game, Falconeer Chronicles Bulwark. I think that's the name of the game. Now this is like a top-down city builder type thing with mixed combat, with mixed flying. It's just all over the place with what you have to do. I played through the tutorial, which I kind of worked what you were doing because it was telling you step by step of what to do. But even though it was telling me step by step what to do, there were still times in it where I had no idea what was going on. I was just pressing random buttons and hoping for the best. Now, the graphics aren't great. They're a kind of like, if anyone remembers like the Virtua Racing, like the flat shaded polygons, imagine that kind of style, but the polygons are much more pronounced and much more, got a lot more detail into them, but there's still not much in the game. Yeah, so if you watch the trailer, that's the easiest thing to do. As I'm talking through this badly, watch the trailer. So yeah, Falconeer Chronicles Bulwark. It just didn't grab me. It was overly simple and complicated at the same time. So yeah, and I guess on a PC that it might work a little bit better, but on a mouse, on a key controller, that's the word I'm looking for. It was just a bit too complicated to control the viewpoints and stuff. But everyone might be different. It might be your favourite game. Let me know in the comments. So the last game that we played this week is Bakery Simulator. And this one is just like all your other simulatory sort of games where you open up a shop, get your ingredients, mix them together, put them in the oven, bring them out, put them next to the doorway to sell. And it's just a good sort of game to spend an hour or so just to chill out with, and I just felt as though it was a nice, easy, chilled experience. Graphically, again, not much to look at, but it plays well. It's detailed enough in the instructions and how to make things, and I guess that's one of the main reasons why you would use this sort of game. It might even help you learn how to cook. So Bakery Simulator, not a bad little game. I will say that the game of the week is definitely Destroyer the U-Boat Hunter. Amazing game, I loved it so much. So if you've got a PC, download that on Steam. I think it's a cheap budget game. Really good little game. So it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, with episode 396 of the games played this week. And we'll have a quick break and we're back after this.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming Podcast is 10 Minutes of Nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 Minutes of Nothing, yeah, 10 Minutes of Nothing.
Hi, Dave here, One Up Gaming. This is going to be the 10 Minutes of Nothing for episode 396 of the One Up Gaming Podcast. This one's going to be a little bit different. I've not just got one thing to talk about. I'm going to talk about how I think the X-Men 97 series is going so far. I've just seen up to, I think, episode 6. I don't know when this will go out, but you know, I've just seen episode 6. I also want to talk about the TV series Fallout, another great show, and I want to also talk about my book, which is out now. This is the Unofficial Sega Saturn Collection, paperback at the moment. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So without further ado, if people don't know, 10 Minutes of Nothing is just I set a 10-minute timer and we talk about crap for 10 minutes, and then that is it. It was just a way to get things done. Because I remember when I first started the podcasts back when, was it Mohammed? Was it Mo that was on? We started talking about summer. It was just like the 10 Minutes of Nothing. That's what we started calling the feature. But we just run massively over. I mean, we had John Hare once, and I think it was like 2.5 hours the podcast after I edited it all down. So that didn't go well. But I think it was with Mo. Well, we had Mo on, and we were talking about the atrocities in South Africa, or I can't remember where the hell it was now. It was somewhere, and Mo he must have talked for at least 4 hours, and I'm actually glad that my old PC at the time kind of crashed and froze, and it didn't record any of it. So I just got Sean. I got Sean online the next day, and just like, right, we'll just quickly talk about some games and get a podcast up because I don't want to go through a 4-hour chat about some dodgy political stuff that I don't want to talk about. Yeah, we're a stupid podcast. We're not like proper serious or nothing, but yeah. So 10 minutes of nothing, episode 396 of the One Up Game podcast. So 10 minutes. I guess I'll start off with how I think the Fallout series was. I thought the person that got to play Lucy, the main lead, she's amazing in it. She's got one of those like wide-eyed puppy dog expressions, and it just works perfectly well with the series because she's never been outside of the vault. So everything's like a massive, wide, eye-opening experience for her. So I just think that is really, really well done. The guy who plays the ghoul, Walton Goggins, bloody brilliant name, and he plays this part to a T. The character is my favourite. He's absolutely amazing. He's a scene-stealing son of a bitch. He's really good. The dog is amazing. It's technically not dog meat, but it shows how the dogs are created and bred and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool and funky. I mean, who else was there? There's the other main guy, the one that's a part of the Brotherhood of Steel, and I do like him as a character. How he seems to want to help and do things, but he seems to be a bit of a coward. So there's always that little bit against doing stuff. But yeah, it seems really, really well done. And then there's the other characters, like the people who stay down in the vault to work out what's going on. There's other people in the wasteland, the outlands, where it is just going through the story and going through the actual stuff. Massive robots trying to cut people up, massive salamanders trying to eat people. It is just a great, great show, and I've really enjoyed it. And I think that Amazon, you've done proud. It's one of the best game to TV show adaptations that I've seen. I really, really thought it was good. I really did. So on the same sort of note, I will just sort of go on about the first 5 or 6 episodes of the X-Men 97 season. And I mean, if you don't want to know nothing about it and you want to watch the whole thing in one go, just skip forward until you see me holding up a Sega Saturn book. But spoilers, here we go. I was in the camp of I love Gambit. He was my favourite character in the original X-Men TV series. I was disappointed that they never made a live-action movie with Gambit as the main star. I thought he could have been a really good character. It's just a shame that Wolverine took off massively and everything had to be Wolverine. But the first 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, they're really doing dirty on Gambit. He's only in a couple of scenes, he's only in a couple of conversations, he's not really doing that much. And then I think it was episode 5? I think it was episode 5. My God. It's just that absolute class. The Gambit that I knew, that I loved all those years ago, is back. And he was just so good. And I loved that. And if you didn't know, he apparently, maybe, sacrificed himself to destroy the Godzilla size master mold, sort of like Titan Sentinel thing. But I mean, this is where someone like me comes in, where I'm not a massive, I don't read any comic books, I don't know any of the stories, I just watch what's on and like really enjoy what is going on screen. I just love the kinetic energy on screen. But other people have sort of said, oh, in the comics, Gambit evolves into a higher, like an Omega mutant, where his power he actually turns into kinetic energy himself, so he technically can't die, he can't do this, he can't do that, he can do whatever he wants and blah blah blah. It's like, hopefully this is just the start of that process where he's killed that Godzilla Sentinel thing by going into him, charging up everything around him, and that's just kickstarted the next wave of his mutation, which I would love to see. I'd love to see Gambit being absolutely amazing, you know, being able to fly, being able to do whatever, touch Rogue, that'd be really nice. Be like a 30-year payoff on it, really. But yeah, it's one of those, it's a TV series where you're thinking, oh god, this is really boring, what's going on, and then it kicks, and it bloody kicks hard, and it is really, really fun, and it is just so good. And yeah, it's a great series so far. I think there's only is it 10 episodes or 8 episodes? I can't remember now. But there's only like four episodes left, hopefully. And they've already signed up to do like season 2, season 3. So hopefully they'll get these sort of characters in and put them into the next sort of like movies and stuff. And it's just a really good way of getting some of these characters deeper lore into it for Marvel to get them done. So 2 TV series, yeah, that does make sense. 2 TV series watched so far, and both being amazing. So the last thing I have to talk about is this. Now, my head is in the way of my head. The book is in the way of the camera, so I can't see if it's fully there. But it is the unofficial Sega Saturn Collection. So it's more of a coffee table style book. So there it is. Hello, David Cameron. Hey. So there's like the foreword that I wrote, and then the next couple of pages are like what's in the book. So you can see there's like, I think there's like 6 pages of just full of games of like whatever there is in the magazine, stuff about the consoles, Guardian Heroes, Andretti Racing. So each game has got pictures and like a little fact about Street Fighter the movie. You know, Waku, is it Waku 7? Was it? Yeah, Waku 7. The Sega football game, I can't remember what it's called now. Worldwide Soccer 98. That's the club edition one. But as you can see, there's a Daytona CE Championship Circuit edition. It's just a full book of 290 pages, and I put my heart and soul into it. It's got the thank yous at the back. It is just, you know, I mean, what can you say? It is just like there's Sega All-Star Hockey, Baku, and there's like the Space Hulk game that came out on it. You know, it's just got like game after game after game. Super Puzzle Fighter 2. But as I say, it's Thunder Force 5. So there's also some like Japanese sort of games involved. But it's available on Amazon. So just go into Amazon and search the Unofficial Sega Saturn Collection. Hopefully I'll be getting a PlayStation collection set up and running soon. I'm in the process of just finalising it. I don't know how long this will be before it goes up live, but hopefully there'll be the Sega Saturn one and the PlayStation one. Both, I think this is 290 pages, the PlayStation one's 294. The PlayStation one goes into a bit more detail of some of the games. This one, I wanted to get this one out and done, so it's not as much detail, but I still put a lot of effort and my heart into this book. So yeah, there's also a Kindle version of it, and if you're on Kindle, I don't know what it's called. The one where you get like free, not free, but you get like Kindle books included with this subscription. It's a part of that. So if you have Kindle Plus or whatever, you can download it within your within it, and then you can watch it, read it, look at it. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. But that's been the 10 minutes from nothing with David. That's me. One Up Gaming, episode 396 of the One Up Game podcast. But yeah, so we'll have a quick break now, and we'll be back with the thank yous and goodbyes. So back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm the developer of Per Rocket, an iOS space game with cats, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast. You can find a link to download my game at facebook.com/perrocket.
So yeah, it's been me, David, One Up Gaming. Thank you all for watching and or listening if you're on the Audible. If you thank you for watching on YouTube and listening on the podcast. There we go. That's the easiest thing to say. As always, 20% of each sale of the Games Inspired Music. I better start that one again. We're sponsored by Games Inspired Music, and 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. We also have our first 100 podcasts available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So that is that. We also have links in the description of our book. So the Unofficial Sega Saturn Collection, out now. Just go to Amazon, Google it. And by the time this goes out, there will probably be the Unofficial PlayStation Collection. So if you're more of a PlayStation guy, then have a look at that. Got a load of screenshots, like an old retro magazine, but a bit thicker, more pages, more. It's just nice. It's a nice little collector. So yeah, I mean, like when I was sort of like playing through these sort of games this week, I still think that Destroyer the U-Boat Hunter was an absolutely amazing game. I really loved it. I thought it looked amazing, played really well. I'm just an idiot and couldn't get like my head around how to play the bloody game. But anyway, please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We have our Etsy store, which I think I'm still on holiday at the moment on there. I might open it back up soon, but there's like t-shirts, mugs, hats, all those good things. Just search One Up Gaming. And as always, just like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Bell the icon on YouTube. And yeah, I mean, what more can we say? Our 500th podcast is coming up soon. In honour of that, we are giving away some posters and some t-shirts and stuff. So just go onto any of our videos and just type in, sort of like subscribe and type in like freebies, that type of stuff, and leave your Twitter handle, and we'll get back to you and contact you and see what we can send out for you. So as always, it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 396 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Thank you. Goodbye.